Okay, guys, I've got one more for today. And this message is coming from the hunter. Okay. Track down your fears and desires. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry. We had a brief interruption. Okay, the hunter. All right, this card has to do with facing your fears, okay? And essentially the message of it is that the only thing standing between you and what you desire is fear, okay? And for me, the whole message of hunting down what you fear and what you desire, for me, the goddess Artemis has always helped me with that. But in this instance, so the imagery that the artist depicted here is based on the Celtic god. Now, guys, I'm just going to do the best I can. Cernunnos or Cernunnos, I'm not sure how to say it. He's the stag god of the wild and represents both the hunted and the hunter. Okay, so, you know, facing your fears is like facing what's hunting you. And for me, with the goddess Artemis, I've actually seen her in visions like pull back like an arrow of light and just aim it straight into the face of whatever I feared, and she just shatters it. So what I'm getting from that is that you could do the same thing with Cernunnos. I'm going to call him Cernunnos, but you can look him up. Cernunnos, the hunter, and ask him to help you face your fears. Once you face your fears, and you can do this one by one, okay? You can access what it is you desire. You don't have anything in your way, okay? So this came through earlier too. Shaman. Trust in the higher forces. Wisdom. Okay? Perhaps that's what you fear. The darkness, right? The shadows. Or just working in the unknown. The spiritual realm. You know, this message might be for like a mystic. 222, as I said that. So like, okay, fine. Ask for the help to hunt down those fears, to face those fears. I'm being given an imagery of Thoth, for me, is one of my guides from the Egyptian pantheon. And Thoth, a high priest, has helped me so many times with realms that I needed to go into to assist others. But I wanted that, I wanted his presence to help me with it. Does that make sense? And you can ask for that. So if you're getting into the spiritual practice and you want support, ask. Okay, so ask for help. Ask for the support that you need, okay, in those realms, okay? Shapeshifter came up earlier in the reading that I did this morning. So your ability to change and shift, okay, this is, they're saying transform and unveil your gifts. So your ability to shapeshift and to become the hunter, okay, that's literally what I'm getting. You become the hunter. See, when the roles are reversed, say fear has been chasing you, that's what I'm getting. Fear has been chasing you all of your life. When those roles reversed and you said, you know what, I'm coming for you. That's what I'm getting from that. I'm coming for you. When you turned around and faced it, it had nothing on you. I'm getting that real strong, okay? So that was a real boom, boom, boom all of a sudden, okay? So you are a shaman or shawoman, okay? And you are a shapeshifter. You can go into these other realms, okay? And it pursued you. Darkness pursued you. Oh my God, I could tell you so many stories in my life where there were attempts to stop my spiritual enlightenment. Okay, the sacred union that happens within us as we rise. Okay, when the tables turned and I came into an understanding of my ability to see in the darkness. See, the panther, the jaguar energy, that Mayan energy is coming through right now. So that's when I realized, oh my God, it's chasing me because it's afraid of me. It's trying to stop me from understanding who I am. See, that's the message for you. To put those things aside. Okay? Okay. So once you realized your power, this is what I'm getting. Just like in my story, when I realized, oh, hold on. I am powerful, right? That's what you're coming to. You're coming to this realization that on a soul level, you are a very advanced being and you have nothing to fear, okay? So I'm asking the sacred stone record keepers, ancestors, who is assisting you with this? What? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. Ooh, okay. One more. Sorry. Let me just pull one more. Sorry, you hear my little one going up and down the stairs. Okay, guys. Ooh, it's been an interesting attempt to channel this message while helping my babies. Okay, so the sacred stones, okay? These are like the ancient record keepers of Earth Realm, sacred ancient stones, okay? Think of like Stonehenge or places such as that. Okay, so in this order, Scrying, okay? Pave your own way. The volcano, okay? And this in particular, relationships, express yourself, don't stagnate, okay? So scrying, you know, talking about shamanism and seeing into the shadows and the other realms and not being afraid and going after your fear like the hunter or huntress. Scrying, wow, like, you know, is such a deep practice. And so this is, yeah, something very powerful is being forged here, and you're being encouraged to do it your own way. Don't be influenced by other people. You came here to be unique. You came here to do it your way, okay? And that's okay, and it doesn't matter what people think about it, okay? If you allow yourself to do this, if you'll allow yourself to go after those fears and deal with them, eliminate them, face them, right? All that wisdom and learning that you do along the way is helping you to pave the new path, right? And to forge the new path. And that gets into the volcano energy, okay? That raw, creative power, which is primal and instinctive. And I'm actually hearing a reminder of a message. I might do a video on this just by itself, but when my son was little, my firstborn, it was before I understood. I started having visions like, gosh, well, when I was a child, you know, I got visions all of the time and saw things that other people didn't see and, you know, all of that. But I would say a new wave of visions when I was pregnant with my firstborn. Definitely, he was a huge activation for me. Anyway, when he was little, he was a toddler. I'll never forget it. And I don't know what I'm going to call this other than primal, raw, goddess power. Okay. He woke up in the middle of the night and he was screaming. And he obviously had dreamed about something, but he was too little to talk. Okay. And I did not yet understand the things that I know now. This is why I know it was just a primal instinct, okay? I started rocking him, and he's screaming in my ear, just screaming, and I'm trying to soothe him, right? And, you know, what I'm being reminded of is the sacredness of motherhood and the lioness and she, the huntress. See, this goes back to the Sekhmet energy. The lioness does anything for her children. What did she say earlier? It was either in this reading or the one right before. She said, we will turn this world upside down for our children. We will go into the shadow realms. We will go in order to rise. Okay? So I'm rocking my baby and I'm trying to soothe him, and his scream, something about his scream, it just like shook me to the core. Okay? And out of nowhere, I felt this, like this, it felt like an explosion inside of me. And the whole house cleared. I'm talking about, it felt like an energetic sonic boom that came out of my body. And he immediately stopped crying. Whatever it was that was trying to get to him was obliterated by my primal mother instinct. This is the raw power, okay, of the goddess. This is the volcano within you. Should this volcano be afraid? No. Just remember that. Within all of us is an aspect of God, of Creator, of raw power that will do whatever it takes for truth, for sovereignty. Does that make sense? That's what I'm getting. The hunter is fierce, okay? Not afraid. I'm actually shuffling dragons. I've got one more I'm going to pull for you. The listener. Okay, so the listener. It's really important. So the message of the listener is that the universe is talking and you're being asked to listen, okay? So sit quietly, go into nature, or run a very soothing, comfortable bath if you like, or go sit by the water and start talking. The universe is ready. And listen. So if you can go in and just connect with nature and ground and quiet the mind, you will hear, okay? The second card that came up out of the dragon deck, the Temptress, okay? This carries the energy of an opportunity, a tempting opportunity. And what I'm getting is use your discernment on whether or not this is for you. Sometimes it is, right? Sometimes it can be incredible. Other times it could be too good to be true, right? But don't underestimate the time in which we live, a time of great opportunity, of great abundance, okay? So just because something seems too good to be true doesn't mean that it is. Use your discernment. This card says use your discernment, okay? The Temptress. And then I like this one a lot, the fairy tale first. I pulled it earlier in the first reading. And just the very first thing it says, which I thought was really special. It says, Einstein once said, if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Now is the time to let yourself sink into the wonder and imagination of a good tale. Also, it's time to remember that your life is a fairy tale. As a myth maker, it's your job to remember that impossible things happen every day, and that once upon a time is really here and now. There's power in your true life fairy tale. Live your tale today so magically that even the dragons have a hard time believing it's true. Wow. So there's something really great coming for you. 333, as I said that. And that something is all dependent on you facing your fears, okay? Sorry, I was trying to find the other dragon card for you. But it was the listener. Sit with nature and listen. Mother Goddess is talking to you. The Temptress, something good is coming in, okay? And then the fairy tale reinforces that something good is coming in, okay? Use your discernment that it could be something really amazing for you. And I'm just going to pull one more. If I can get this little deck out. And then we'll be done. It was kind of a challenge getting this one done today at the house, but we're making it. Sorry for all the pauses, you guys. The mentor. Look at that. What are you saying? Okay. So this is saying, yeah, okay, sorry. Let me give you one more. So you're being mentored, okay? And it can come from various places. I just want to find this one thing for you. And the current theme of today has been someone who's writing or telling stories or creating, okay? So that just seems to be a thread of, I just literally, oh my God. Guys, I guess I have to read this one too. Oh my gosh. Literally turned the page to the thread as I said that. The thread, okay. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously in leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into the world to do. Though this happens at the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. This is reminding me of the red thread of Mary Magdalene, okay? Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. Beautiful. And y'all, what did I just say? How hard it was to get this message out in the chaos of like trying to take care of kids. It says in the upright position, which it is the circuit of meaning within chaos. Okay, so I want to tell you what was being said about this though, okay? The mentor, so you're being mentored. Perhaps even this video is encouraging you, okay? Maybe you're a mom, or maybe you, even if you're not, maybe you're not a parent, but maybe you have a lot going on in your life, but you still have a message, okay? So this video might be inspiring you to go ahead and share it, okay? Even if you have to pause like I did and just make a little bit, pause, keep going, right? So, but there is a mentorship going on here. The second card that came up was the Poet. Okay, so, and this person is a seer, as you can tell, okay? Perhaps you're writing about visions, which is amazing, okay? Hold on. Let me see if I can get it for you. That writing is so sacred. The scrolls are coming through, you guys. We're living in a time when the new scrolls are opening, and that's why so many people are being activated right now. And that's where mentorship is so important. That's what I'm hearing. Because basically, think of like experienced psychics assisting newly awakened psychics is what I'm getting, okay? So that's a good thing, okay? And there are many, many experienced psychics that you can seek out tutorage like from. And it doesn't mean you have to have that, but it's an option, okay, if you feel like you need guidance. The Poet's work, okay? So I want to talk about this really quick because the Poet came up. So someone's a writer. Is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the Poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The Poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen to or care about the Poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the Poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The Poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. That's beautiful. You could just, of course, you could, if you are a writer and you're a poet, poetry comes through song. Poetry can come through like a video like this. But it could be also just traditional writing, getting yourself published. Okay. And I do know I do have a few resources on that because I am a writer and always have been. I've always been a poet. But what I'm feeling called in myself anyway right now to write is, there's some books coming. But the upright position of this, which it is upright, is clairvoyant. So yes, you are a psychic. You are wise, okay, wisdom, and timeless. And I love that. That's actually the name of my business, you guys, is Timeless. So perhaps my video is mentoring you, which if it is, I am honored. Okay. And I just encourage you to share and go back and look at the video I did on it was right after my Thrifting with Spirit. There's one about this figurine that I found in this conversation I had with this girl who's a poet, and she felt like she was being spiritually attacked every time she tried to share her poems. And this goes back to the message of the hunter. See, when you become the huntress or the hunter, there are no longer any threats to you. Whatever those fears are, whatever she thinks that people have power over her, when you dissolve that, there's just really nothing in your way but yourself. Okay? So that's really relevant. Now there is one more I want to read from this. 1 second, guys. 1 second. This must have been a very important message because I felt like I had to move a mountain to get it done. Okay, so hold on. Whoever it is, I want to read your poems. I'm going to be hearing about your poems, and I'm going to be loving them. 1 second, guys. Like I said, this one's a little bit different on the index when you're looking up. Where are you, mountain? Where are you? Will you show yourself to us? There it is. Thank you. All I had to do was ask. See that? Okay. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us toward its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, satyrs, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience. Yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. Wow, you guys, that's beautiful. So yeah, your intention is what matters here, okay? In the upright position, grounded in the eternal, steadfast and uplifting. That's beautiful. So, you know, your intentions are good, and that's what makes this pure and meaningful. And what is it you guys want to say about that? I'm getting a message about it. They're sort of saying it like a poem, actually, ironically. How do y'all want to say? They're just saying, like, pure intentions rise to the highest peaks. And they reduce the ego to nothing. They're saying something about improvisation, an attempt to deter. They said, stand in your light and let the eagle soar. So this is like the rising phoenix energy. So this is definitely, for lack of a better way to put it, an underdog who's rising. And I like it. Yeah. Your intentions are good. You've seen a lot. You've been through a lot. And you are meant to rise. And those are the hidden gems inside the mountain, right? You're the mountain. So it's kind of like the message I said the other day when I said, when a good person prospers, everyone prospers. Does that make sense? Okay. Is there more? Goddess energy, the riddle, and the vow. Wow. Okay. Why not? The vow. Do the riddle first. Hold on. The riddle is, when the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found. And ultimately, it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like inside the mountain, you guys. Like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. It says, expect a great awakening or aha moment. And so what I got from it as I was reading it for you is it's okay not to know how this is all going to play out. Just go with it, okay? And the vow, when the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the reciting of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten, so breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. That's very, very important. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. And the upright position bear witness to the shift toward destiny. That's very interesting, okay? So if it is something from your past, I'm hearing a marriage is dissolving, okay? Yeah, dissolve it. So that's what they're saying. Like, come up with a ritual to dissolve it. Or if it's something that you choose to stay committed to, right? Fine, okay, but just like be aware of it. Be aware of what comes with it, and the what a you know, for lack of a better way to put it, what a soul contract how it can affect your life, okay? And be okay with it if you're going to agree to it. If not, then you need to dissolve it. And the ritual to dissolve it doesn't have to look like the way anybody else does it, okay? You can ask for guidance on that, but you can do it your own way. Essentially, you just need to say, I no longer submit to this. I no longer agree to this. I no longer consent to this. I am dissolving this contract. And that's really important right now, especially for the rise of the feminine, because there were so many forced agreements in the lineage of our ancestors, of the women. Forced marriages, forced enslavement, abuse, misuse of the feminine power, misuse of our intuition. How many psychics and mystics were kept captive to work for the crown, okay? Because they didn't have access to these things because they weren't working in line with the sacred, okay? So I'm getting a lot of mixed messages on that, but there's a lot of old vows that some of them, in fact, many were done by force. And you can dissolve that. And your word is powerful, and you don't need any kind of really involved ceremony to dissolve that. Your word is enough, okay? Your word is the spell. Remember that. So when you say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not doing this, or this did not honor my ancestors and it does not honor me, and I dissolve this now, so be it. Okay, that's it. It's done. So this message, while all over the place, and it took a lot to get it to come through, it's going to be powerful for someone who is really overcoming fear. So you got this. I love you.